Hey everybody, it's Moose here, and today I'm back with another interview. Here I have with me is Warp Studio. He's a stop motion animator, and yeah, I mean he just does animations on everything from Marvel to Lego to everything. So yeah, thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah, no problem, dude.
All right, so actually my first question essentially is, what inspired you to be a stop motion animator?
Um, I was like before I even did stop motion, I did like a lot of fan films and things like that. And I guess just the people who watched my fan films did stop motion, and that's kind of the first thing that really introduced me to stop motion. But the people I actually watched to really motivate me to make stop motion would probably be like Leo Legendary, Animations, Marvel Wars, like people like that, like Jacoby and all them.
Mhm. Yeah, those are really good choices. Considering that those are a lot of people that you're currently kind of friends with now, it's kind of like I think it's great. I think that's
Yeah,
what I just like about. I mean, that's just kind of like what I like about the community. Just how everybody's just like we're all kind of like all friends with each other, and it's great. Um, and
yeah,
then oh,
I
go ahead.
never thought that I would be friends with them.
Yeah, same here. Like I never thought I'd be friends with a lot of people that I'm like that I've interviewed or etc. I never thought that either. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. Um, so I also wanted to ask you a bit about your stop motion series. So you had Spider-Man series, and you haven't made a. So you're doing like you've done Spider-Man series. You had a trailer for about a few months ago called Ultimate Spider-Man. So is there anything you can tell us about Ultimate Spider-Man by chance, if that's still in the works?
Um, yeah, that was a while ago. I started working on the Ultimate Spider-Man, and then I actually moved, so I had to kind of stop working on that, and haven't worked on it in a while. I don't know if I'll still get it out. I was thinking of doing something with Spider-Man and Craven the Hunter instead,
Mm-hmm.
and I've just been really busy with Avengers Extinction and other stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So currently I'm not working on Ultimate Spider-Man, but I'm not totally sure if I'm ever gonna really get it out.
I'm just wondering. I just excited to see whatever you do next. Currently, I mean, just like in terms of Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is one of my favorite heroes, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of people's favorite superhero. So I'm just curious to see what you do with the character and what you do with other villains and what you do with the story and whatever. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to that. And you did a Avengers TV spot, which is in the Lego, that was your, as far as I know, it's your first Lego project. Um, is what made you think, oh, I'm just gonna do this one Lego? Was it just when you want to try something different, or have you been passionate about Legos for a while? And if so, are there going to be other Lego projects you're going to be making in the future?
I would say like I think the first stop motion I ever really did was Lego because I didn't have much action figures, but I really had a lot of Legos at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and then I would say the reason I did the Avengers spot in Lego is because, to be honest, I didn't have the pieces and characters in action figure form to do a TV spot like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'd be cool to maybe change it up and decide to do it in Lego instead. But any future, I don't plan on doing any Lego future films. I definitely will. Like, there's no doubt I will sooner or later. But as of now, I don't really have anything planned.
All right. Well, the reason why I asked is because Lego currently is it has not there's a few people like who do Lego stuff, and Lego was essentially what kind of when it was introduced me to stop motion animation, and
Right.
I guess it's just the reason I brought it up was just I saw it was something that I haven't seen from you, and I know you've done a couple. You mentioned you've done a couple, and kind of started with that, But I just thought maybe like, oh, maybe that could be something that he's bringing back, or something that you're just trying to like get the hang of. So I guess I also wanted to ask essentially, you've done a vast variety of different kind of characters, mostly a lot of Marvel. The one few DC stuff you done was the remake of the intro from the Flash, and I was basically wondering,
Right.
like, is there ever going to be another DC based stop motion from you at all, or you're just like, I'm just going to be sticking with Marvel?
Yeah, I would say definitely more DC ones in the future. I'm super passionate about making a Batman stop motion because I know that character a lot. I grew up with him, and he's like my second favorite character of all time after Spider-Man. So I definitely really wanted to plan on making a Batman stop motion as soon as possible. So yeah.
Is there anything you can give us about the Batman stop motion at all?
The main villain I was planning to have was going to be Scarecrow,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I made a quick script of it because I was thinking of doing it, and I was thinking of buying the figures and getting the stuff to do it. I think I actually even messaged you asking if the DC figures, were good figures to get,
Right, I remember
but
that.
I just never really got to it, and it's been like hard to do stop motions at all this summer because of like moving, and most of my figures and sets and all that stuff is currently in boxes, so that's why I haven't really been able to do anything like that so far.
All right, I mean that's totally fine. I mean that's also personally fair. I've dealt with moving before and a few times, so I understand how that can be restrictive, and when it comes to doing stop
Yeah.
motions. Um, I guess that's going on to my next question is, and I've asked this to a few other animators before, is essentially what if you could make a project about any character? Like I know you mentioned you want to do something with Batman, you done something with Spider-Man, but if you could do something with any character, no matter what it is, what would it be?
Like any character. Let me think. I mean, I really want to do Spider-Man and Batman, but if I would have to think of like another character that I really want to do it with, I think Superman would be interesting to do, but I haven't seen a lot of Superman stop motions.
Mm-hmm.
I know Thundercat does a lot of that type of stuff, which his series is really really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Superman would be pretty cool and interesting to do, but I don't currently have any DC figures. But if I could do it with any, I'd probably say Superman.
Okay, so is it just because you're interested in the character, or is it really just something that you're just like, oh, I don't see a lot of videos on Superman?
I mean, I'm not the biggest Superman fan, so I wouldn't say it's because I really, really love the character. But I think it'd just be really interesting to do one. Like you just said, there isn't a lot of them. I think it would be cool just to animate and have fun with, like the flying and the action and the different effects and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I wouldn't say it was because I really like the character. I'm not a huge Superman fan.
All right, that's fair. I actually, a character I personally would really love to do is, I would also would love to make something with Hawkeye. I always thought,
That would be cool.
yeah, I always wanted to do something with Hawkeye, and I always thought Hawkeye was such a fun character, especially based on his latest run with Kate Bishop. I always thought that would be a lot of fun to do, and
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. So like I would take I would personally take a lot of inspiration from that run and some of his older comics from when he was first introduced, and yeah, I think that's something I would do personally if I could do with any character. Um, and then I guess going on to my I guess I just wanted to ask you what video would you say that you're the most proud of, and what's the video that you wish that, oh, I wish I could redo that?
I would say my most proud video would be Avengers Extinction. Even though it's not technically out yet, I am finished animating with it, and it is my most like impressive and proud animation I've done, and the voice actors were incredible in it. I just haven't really gotten to finishing the lines. A couple people dropped out, so I needed to find new voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
So currently, as soon as I get all the lines in, I would say that would be my most proud. And if I could, if I could go back on one, um, I would say I would really want to redo that Flash introduction like thing that I did a while ago. I
Mm-hmm.
think I could do a lot better on it now.
Yeah. Well, I think what I like about your animation style personally is you get your lighting really well. I really like your lighting, by the way. Um, and
Oh, yeah.
I also just like your like the animation is just really smooth, and it's done like fluently. And I think when we're watching a lot of your videos, you've really improved like a ton. So I'm really excited to see what you do with Avengers Extinction. Um, so I guess that's actually a perfect segue. Is there anything you can tell us about Avengers Extinction?
Yeah. By the way, thank you for all the compliments. The lighting and the smoothness and all that will be like 8 times better in Avengers Extinction. It's really kind of the best stuff I've done so far. I would say I am planning on doing a trailer for Avengers Extinction, like a couple, like maybe a week before it actually comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as of anything you want to know about it, so basically it's like my own version of Endgame and Avengers Extinction mixed. Like let's say, in my version, Spider-Man didn't die and different things like that, which will be explained like in the introduction to the
Mm-hmm.
video. But it's like a mix of Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame, but my own like twist on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, I like that. I like that because I said it before. I really like when people they take a lot of stuff from film or stuff from comics and kind of make it their own thing. So I'm really interested to see what you do with that and what you do with making your own, essentially your own version of what Endgame and Infinity War is. And like you said,
Right.
changing stuff like Spider-Man's death like is not a thing in your video. And I'm
Right.
just like, so like, and that was like a big thing that happened in the movie. So to remove that, it's kind of like you're just like, oh, you don't know what to expect from that, and how like that will impact the story. So, um, is there happen to be a release date by chance, or is it just like whenever you finish with date, that's when you upload it?
I would say I can't put a date on it yet because currently we're still trying to get in the situation of finding like a house to get out here where I moved.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure exactly when I can get all my stuff back. But I would say hopefully by or in the middle or by the end of August. I don't think it will go into September, but hopefully around the end of August.
Mm-hmm. And okay, so I also wanted to ask you about the you recently did a contest with XWE, and so what
Right.
made you two want to do the contest? Was it just like, oh, you wanted to just to see what other people are capable of, so you can find new creators out there, or were you inspired by somebody else who did the contest? Because there's been a few contests over the past couple of years, like with
Right.
Swag Waves. Like, would you entered into the Swag Waves contest,
Yeah,
and
I did.
yeah, so and that was really good, by the way. That was a really good entry.
Thank you. I would say that it was a mixture of wanting to like create my own thing because currently I couldn't really do animation, so I decided like I maybe I could do like a competition to see other people's animation and hopefully have some fun. But it's also a mixture of yeah, I did kind of get inspired from like Swag Wave and Marvel Wars competitions and stuff like that. But overall, I just kind of wanted to have fun and do something different because I've never really done something like that before.
Yeah, and I what I like about animation contests is like you said, just seeing other people's abilities and seeing other people's like what they're capable of. and seeing
Yeah.
their different animation styles. Because what I just like about animation is you can have the same concept, but somebody can do it differently and shoot it differently,
Yeah. Right. Right.
and animate it differently, and so yeah, that's what what I like about animation in general. But essentially, going on, my last question is essentially, what would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
I would just say thank you all, like to everyone who has supported me. I never really thought that I would get so many friends and meet so many different like people on this platform. Like when you joined Stop Motion, you didn't think you'd ever meet like awesome people like Animations, Thundercat, Motion Side, like you yourself. You never think you'd meet people like that just joining a community of like playing and animating action figures. It's just super them and to everyone who's just stuck by my side, whether I'm took a 2 month break or I have been making videos.
Yeah, and I actually, when it comes to joining the community, I never thought I would be to where I am now. I was just telling somebody
Right.
that it's crazy to think that I have fans. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think to where we've both come, I think you definitely deserve the subscribers you have, man. Um, so anyway, I guess that's about it. And so thanks everybody for listening and for watching the interview. Warp's Instagram, everything will be in the description. His YouTube channel. Go sub to him. Go follow him. He definitely deserves it. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram. On the description would be in the it would be in the description. I flubbed that, but that's okay. Uh, we don't we make
Thanks for having
mistakes.
me on, dude.
Oh, no problem, no problem.